गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतानः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Dear friends, we are reading this sixth prashna, third mantra of Prashnopanishad. Sixth prashna, third mantra, Sa Ikshan Chakre. We completed a fairly long discussion under 6-2, second mantra. And now the third mantra is also having some little bit of bhashyam which we have to read maybe maybe in 2 classes. So in the last class we just read the shloka Sa Ikshan Chakre Kasmin va utkrante utkranto bhavishyami Kasmin va pratisthite pratishthasyami iti. Depending on whose presence in the body shall I stay in the body, and depending on whose departure shall I depart from the body. So that was the crux of it. If something stays, I will also stay. If that departs, I will also depart. What is that thing based on which I will stay or depart? So that was the question. We read the introductory line also. Yasmin eta shodachakala prabhavanti ityuktam purusha visheshanartham kalanam prabhavaha. So in fact, what the text is saying here is the narration about the origin or rather evolution of here of course the word evolution is not there, origin, the origin of these kalas from the Purusha. The narration of that is not to tell about the narration in particular. It is to tell that it is for a totally different purpose. It is for a different purpose. What is the different purpose? To show the real nature of Purusha. That is, unless you do this adhyaropa, you cannot know that Nishkala Purusha. Something which is of the nature of pure consciousness, something in which there are no attributes, unless you make some attributes and then discuss and then discard. You just make some attribute, say you do some sort of attribution, then again discuss it, and then know the real nature, know that it is beyond all these attributes, and then discard the attributes. So that is that adhyaropa apavada nyaya which we have seen. So that is what he says. Sacha anyarthopi shrutah. Anyartha. What is that anyartha? Anyartha means other purpose, for a totally different purpose. The purpose of narrating this kalas is not about na sushtau tatparyam. That is what we saw in Taittiriya Upanishad also. Akashad vayuhu vayuragnihi, there also we saw. The discussion there is not to tell about the order in which all these things have emerged, but to say that the actual thing, Brahman, is beyond all these. That is the point. Kena kramena syaditi idamuchyate. What is that order? That is what is being told. Then let us read this. Chetana purvika cha srushtihi ityevam arthancha.
Chetana purvika cha srushtihi ityevam
arthancha. Purushaha shodashakalah prushtaha yo bharadvajena.
Purushaha shodashakalah prushtaha yah bharadvajena.
Sa ikshan chakre. Ikshanam darshanam chakre krutavan ityarthaha. Okay, the Bharadvaja had asked about the Shodashakala Purusha. So what is the purpose of telling about this thing? Chetana Purvika cha Srushtihi ityevam artham. Ityevam artham means for the purpose of artham. Artham means here purpose. Chetana Purvika cha Srushtihi ityevam arthancha. That is the purpose of the text to narrate all that thing is to say that creation is by an intelligent being. Creation is not from Jada. Creation is from intelligence. Creation is from creation or evolution, whatever it is from consciousness and not from something which is insentient. Chetana Purvika. Chetana Purvika means that which is based on an intelligent thing, intelligent entity. Chetana Purvika cha Srushtihi ityeva parthancha Purushaha Shodashakalah Prushtaha. So the idea, the purpose of Bharadwaja in asking that question was also to know whether this the entire Srushti or creation is from an intelligent being or from an unintelligent being, unintelligent entity. So Sa Ikshan Chakre. So now the Ikshan Chakre means Ikshanam. Ikshanam means what? See, Ikshanam. Ikshanam, the word you see, you get in Meenakshi.
No.
Meenakshi, what is Meenakshi? Somebody who has, her eyes has the, whose eyes resemble a fish. So fish is supposed to have a beautiful shape, and then that is compared to the eye of a woman. So Meenakshi, it gives another meaning. That is, a fish, in fact it seems they don't close their eyes. And then Itshana it is supervising its kids. By merely seeing, it supervises, it protects its kids, it seems. It communicates with its kids. So similarly, Meenakshi, the goddess Meenakshi also, by mere Ikshanam, she saves us, she protects us. So that is another meaning given. So Ikshanam is seeing. So that is Ikshan Chakre, Ikshanam Darshanam Chakre Krutavan. He just saw. Saw means what? Not that he opened his eyes and saw. It is not as though there is a person who is sitting there and then opened his eyes and saw. All that, for these words, we have to forget any anthropomorphic sort of visualization. We should not create any sort of visualization. Ikshan Chakra means he deliberated. Not even he, that some conscious entity, it deliberated, let us say. It just meditated or deliberated. Before making anything, okay, you just deliberate on how it has to be done, isn't it? So that is it. Srushti phala kramadi vishayam.
Srushti phala kramadi vishayam. Okay,
Srushti, origin, how it has to be. Phala, what should it result in? So here phala, for this phala, tasyaha utkrantyadi phalam says Anandagiri. Anandagiri says, Srushti pranade srushti, creation of prana, etc., etc. Tasya utkrantyadi phalam. Utkranti means getting up, rising up from the body, that is the phalam. Then krama means order. So all these things, the entity, that conscious entity, it deliberated. Katham ityuchyate. Kasmin kartru visheshe dehad utkrante utkranto bhavishyami aham.
Kasmin kartru visheshe
देहाद उत्क्रांते
उत्क्रांतो भविष्याम्यहम्
एवं कस्मिन् वा शरीरे प्रतिष्ठिते अहं प्रतिष्ठास्यामि प्रतिष्ठितः स्याम् इत्यर्थः कस्मिन् అంటే कस्मिन् प्रतिष्ठिते कस्मिन् उत्क्रांते depending on who's getting up from the body, depending on whose departure from the body. Utkramanam, you know. Ut means up, krama means to take a step. Utkramanam means leaving the body, departing from the body. Kasmin vishe utkrante, depending on whose, say, departure. Who is this kasmin? Kartru visheshe. Who can be designated as a karta? So in this, say, the so-called body-mind complex, there is a purpose of a karta. There is a karta. So that karta, depending on whose presence should I remain, depending on whose departure should I depart. So that is it. Dehad utkrante. Deha, we particularly referring to deha, referring to a body, not necessarily a human body, any body. Utkranto bhavishyami aham. And kasmin va sharire pratishtite. Depending on whose presence, pratishtha means to be established, to stay firmly. Depending on whose stay in the body shall I stay. Iti, that is what it deliberated. So now a question of the Sankhyas, the Purva Paksha from the Sankhyas come. So Sankhya here, we should not confuse with the Sankhya Yoga of Gita. Sankhya Yoga, what did we see in Sankhya Yoga? Sankhya, the definition of Sankhya was Samyak Khyayate Atma Tattva Manena iti Sankhyam. That is what we saw. Samyak Khyayate Atma Tattva Manena. When Krishna spoke something starting from the 11th or 12th shloka of chapter 2, Antavanta ime deha, starting from that or something like that. No. He says, Ashocyan Anvashocastvam. You are crying for those who don't deserve to be cried, who don't deserve to be lamented. So starting from that, about 20-25 shlokas, he says, where that is pure Sankhya. There, Atma Tattvam has been told. The nature of what is this Atma, what is this Jivatma, what is the Supreme, and what is the eternality of this Atma. So that has been told. The eternality of Atma has been told. It is eternal, unaffected by anything, Asanga, Avikriya, etc. has been told. That is Atma Tattvam. So Samyak Khyayate, it is well known. Atma Tattvam is well known from this. So from that sense it is Sankhyam. But here Sankhya is a different thing. Sankhya is the different school of philosophy. Here what do they say is Sankhyayante Mahadadi Gunaha Mahadadi Tattvani Yasmin Tat Sankyam. Sankhyayante means those which are enumerated. Sankhyanam means enumeration. Sankhayante Mahadadi Tattvani Mahat etc. Prakriti, Prakriter Mahan, Mahato Ahankaraha. So like that there is an order. Sankhyas, they tell about an order. From that Prakriti, Sankhyas we have to remember that they accept two things. The presence of both the sentient and also the insentient. The sentient is called Purusha, the insentient is called Pradhanam or Prakriti. So this Pradhanam is also independent. It is independent, it can independently give rise to the whole world, that's what they say. Pradhanam, though insentient, from that insentient thing, the whole world is emanating. So that is what they say. So, say what was I saying? I was talking about, I just slipped up. So Sankhyayante. So Sankhyayante is enumeration. Sankhyayante Mahadadi Tattvani Anenaiti Sankyam. Sankhya is that branch of that school of philosophy which narrates all these things. In fact, from the Sankhyas, we have to remember that Vedantins have also taken lot many things. They have accepted lot many things from Sankhya. In fact, all that Krama, Prakriti, from that Prakriti, Mahat, what Sankhya call Mahat, we call it Hiranyagarbha. Sankhya's they call Mahat, we call it Hiranyagarbha.
Yeah.
So,
Maya.
Prakriti we call it Maya. Prakriti we call it Maya. So this Mahat we call it Hiranyagarbha. That Ahankara is also is something like Ishvara. That the first notion of I, that it can be called Hiranyagarbha or Ishvara, doesn't make much difference. So from that Pancha Tanmatraha means Prithivyapasteja Tanmatraha. Then again gross elements, and then from that all these things. So all these things almost the same way we do accept the same thing. So anyway, the Sankhya, they accept two things. I will just tell a very brief picture of what the Sankhya people say. They say that this whole creation comes from this Pradhanam. Pradhana is that unmanifested state of all things, unmanifested state of all effects, all karyas. So that is what is Pradhanam. It is otherwise called Prakriti. Then it is basically, another point is, it is the unintelligent principle. It is Jada. And Prakriti is also called Shakti. Prakriti is also called Shakti, and the manifesting power in Brahman. We call it Shakti, the manifesting power in Brahman. Then evolution. What is evolution? Evolution is the manifestation of all this world of effects. From that, Prakriti is that thing. And dissolution is again getting back, resolving back into the same Prakriti. Then Sankhyas also say that consciousness is something which is not changing, which we also say consciousness is something which is avikriya and not changing. And then it is not the source for this sentient, this insentient world. The whole world is jada. For this jada world, consciousness cannot be the source. So that is again what they say. So in fact, their philosophy, in summary, if we want to say, it is called Prakriti Parinamavada. Prakriti or Maya or Pradhana, it parinamate. It undergoes a mutation. Prakriti undergoes a mutation, and then it becomes this whole world. And this world also is real. For them, the world is very much real. So that is the picture. Then one more important thing they say is, this Purusha, this intelligent being, is an enjoyer only. That is, this whole Prakriti. In fact, there is a Karika, Sankhya Karika by Ishvara Krishna, in which he says Prakriti Shailushiva Nrutyati or something like that. He says Shailushi means a dancer. Like a dancer, this whole this Prakriti is displaying its say beauty in the form of the whole universe, and that Purusha is the enjoyer, he is the Bhokta, he is somewhat like a big rich landlord sitting and then enjoying the dance, the dancing girls dance. So that word Shailushi is used by Ishvara Krishna in that Sankhya Karika. There is again a good Sankhya Karika, which I don't remember now. So anyway, so that Shailu, Prakriti is something like a dancer, dancing before the Almighty, that Purusha, who himself is only a Bhokta and not a Karta. Bhokturtvam is there. Bhokturtvam is enjoyership, let us say. And Kartrutvam, the doership, is not there. So that is what they say. And this is contented, this is opposed by the Vedantins. Naturally, the Vedanta says only one entity is there, that is consciousness. And that in that consciousness only there is what is called that expressive power, whatever is called Maya. And that is from that only all other things, that Hiranyagarbha and all other things emanate. And then this consciousness alone is responsible for everything. And also on Shruti Pramana, because Shruti everywhere says Ekameva Asit, Sadeva Somyaidam Agra Asit, Sat alone was there earlier, Tadaikshata. And then there is a big Adhikarana there is a very important Adhikaranam in the Brahma Sutras. And that Adhikaranam I was mentioning in the last class, the name is Ikshatyadhikaranam. Immediately after the first four Adhikaranas, the first four sutras, each sutra is an Adhikarana. Immediately after that Shastra Yonitva Adhikaranam comes the Ikshatyadhikaranam. Ikshati, that Ikshate, that is sees, it sees. And then it sees, when you say it sees or thinks or deliberates, what does it mean? It is not a Jada thing, it is a sentient thing. It is not Jada. Jada thing cannot think. So that is what is the argument of the Vedantins. Because the Shruti says Ikshati not once but several places. So this Pradhanam cannot be the creator. The creation has to be attributed to that conscious entity only. And then everywhere it says Tadaikshata, Chandogya Upanishad says, Saikshata, Aitareya Upanishad says, Tadaikshata Bhausyam Praja Yeyeti. We have come across this quotation earlier also. So in this say Adhikarana, Ikshater na Shabdam, it starts with that sutra, Ikshate, because the Shruti always says Ikshate. Na Ikshate, because of that, Prakriti cannot be the origin or source. Ashabdam, also it says, Ashabdam means it is not approved by Veda. Shabdam means Veda. Ashabdam means it is contradicting the Shruti. So that is another reason they give. And another sutra says Gati Samanyat. Gati Samanyat means in all Vedic lines, wherever you see the Upanishadic line, all the Upanishadic lines say that the origin of this universe is from Brahman only and not from Pradhanam. So that is there in every say thing. So there is another sutra also which says, there are of course 6-7 sutras in that, Tannishthasya mokshopadeshat. And then moksha, liberation, is possible only for a person who is Atmanistha. A person who is pursuing that Atmanistha, what is that ultimate Purusha, only when you are focused on that, for such a person only there is liberation. And not for somebody who is in Prakriti Nishtha. If you are Prakriti Nishtha, you are doing that Prakriti Laya. We have seen in Ishavasya Upanishad, Asambhutim Upasate, Yavu Sambhutyagam Vrataha, some such mantra is there. The people who only worship this Asambhuti, they only reach up to Prakriti Laya and then they cannot attain moksha. So it was told there. So like in these sutras, there are about 7-8 sutras in which there is an elaborate discussion by Shankaracharya. And then almost the same discussion in a slightly abridged form, we are going to see here. So we are going to see, the argument is like this. The Sankhya people say that Pradhanam is the Karta and not Atma, because Atma according to you is totally avikriya. So Pradhanam is Karta, and in that sense only Saikshate, when the Shruti says Saikshan Chakre, we have to say that it is Pradhanam which is being told, and in a rather figurative way. Suppose you are the boss and you have sent some messenger to do some task, and messenger has finished that task, and then that credit is attributed to you. Oh yes, Mr. Srinivas did it. So in that manner, the credit is given to him he is being referred to there, pradhana is being referred to there. Okay, the example is wrong. He is being created, your servant is being created. Though you are in fact the cause of it. Though Brahman is the cause, the pradhanam is being created here. It is the pradhanam which is being told here, just as a sevaka is being complemented. So in that sense, it is being used, not directly referring to Brahma. So that is what he says. So this is the crux of it. And Vedanti says, when you are accepting bhoktrutvam, that also is a variation or a mutation in Chaitanya. When you are saying somebody is eating and eating and eating, is it not bhoktrutvam? Then how do you say that there is no kartrutvam? So this in fact is the argument here. That is, there is an elaboration on these lines. Let us read the Bhashyam. Nanu atma akarta pradhanam kartru.
Nanu atma akarta pradhanam kartru.
Ataha purushartham prayojanam urarikrutya pradhanam pravartate.
Ataha purushartham prayojanam urarikrutya pradhanam pravartate.
Mahadadyakarena.
Mahadadyakarena.
Tatra idam anupapannam purushasya swatantriyena ikshapurvakam kartrutva vachanam.
Tatra idam anupapannam purushasya swatantriyena ikshapurvakam kartrutva vachanam.
Kartrutva vachanam. We will stop here. Nanu, the Purva Pakshi, that is this gentleman, Sankhya gentleman says, Atma akarta, pradhanam kartru. Atma is akarta, non-doer. Pradhanam kartru. You see the karta and kartru, there is no difference. Karta is masculine, Atma is karta, masculine. Kartru is neuter. Pradhanam kartru. If it is feminine, it says kartri. Prakriti, kartri. Prakriti is feminine. So that is Maya, kartri. So this is karta, kartru and kartri. Masculine, feminine and neuter. Okay. Ataha, so he says, Atma is the karta, not karta. It is pradhanam, it is the karta, it is the kartru. Let us say doer. In English, there is no difference of linga. Okay. Ataha, purushartham prayojanam urarikrutya. Therefore, what is this servant doing? Servant or assistant, let us say. Servant is a bad word. Is spouse, let us say. In fact, Shiva and Shakti, whenever we say Shiva is that consciousness principle and Shakti is that say manifesting power, isn't it? Shiva and Shakti. So Shiva, it is Shakti is supposed to be, or rather compared to be Shiva's spouse. So we have said, okay, husband and wife relationship we have established and we are very, very happy. So when they are dancing also, we are very happy. So then, Purushartham prayojanam urarikrutya. That is, accepting the prayojanam of Purusha. Purushartham. Purushartham is for the sake of that Purusha. Not Dharmartha Kama Moksha Purushartha. We should not be confused with that. We are not talking about Dharmartha Kama Moksha. Purushartham, the purpose or the purpose of serving that Purusha. For the purpose of serving that Purusha, urarikrutya. Urarikrutya means, uraha is, what is uras? Uras is chest. Urarikrutya means keeping on the chest. Accepting it wholeheartedly. Keeping on, the literal meaning is accepting, adopting. Not literal meaning, general meaning is adopting, we can say. But literal meaning is keeping at its heart. Keeping at its heart or having at its heart. Having at its heart what? The prayojanam of Purusha. Keeping at its heart the prayojanam or purpose for that Purusha, then what is the pradhanam doing? Pradhanam pravartate. It functions. Pravartate functions. How? Mahadadyakarena pravartate. It mutates or it changes into Mahat, Ahankara, etc., etc., Tanmatra. Then from Tanmatra, these 5 senses, and then all these things. Mahadadyakarena. Tatra idam anupapannam. So therefore, Purushasya swatantriyena ikshapurvakam kartrutva vachanam anupapannam. So it is rather improper to say, or rather improper to think that the text is talking about Purusha as the Karta. Purusha text is not talking about Purusha as the Karta. So that is Sankhya's interpretation. Idam anupapannam Purushasya swatantriyena. Swatantriyena means, not depending on anything else. This man is, Purusha is avikriya, totally unchanging. It is consciousness and pure consciousness, of the nature of pure consciousness. So that thing, without the help of anything, how can it create? Swatantriyena. Iksha purvakam Kartrutva Vachanam, this Iksha Purvakam Kartrutvam, this is thinking, deliberating. So this is also an act, isn't it? So that sort of thing is rather not fitting there. Anupapannam, it doesn't fit here. Then Satvadi Guna Samye Pradhane
सत्त्वादिगुणसाम्ये प्रधाने
Pramanopapanne
प्रमाणोपपन्ने
Srushti Kartari Sati
सृष्टिकर्तरि सति
Ishvarechanuvartishu va
ईश्वरेच्छानुवर्तिषु वा
Paramanushu Satsu
परमाणुषु सत्सु
Atmanopi Ekatvena
स्वात्मनोपि एकत्वेन
it is Satsu Atmanopi Satsvatmanopi. The whole thing is combined, isn't it? We have to break. The phrase is Satsvatmanopi Ekatvena Satsu Atmanopi Atmanaha api Ekatvena, because Atma is one. Satsu plus Atmanaha, not Swatmana. Is there Satsu and again Swatmana? Huh?
Yeah.
Satsu and Swatmana? Yeah, if you want to say, then we have to connect it to Atma, then again say Atmanaha, Swatmanaha. We can say like that. Satsu Atmanopi, it is very clear here. Satsu Atmanopi Ekatvena, because Atma is one. Kartrutve sadhana bhavat
कर्तृत्वे साधनाभावात्
Atmanaha Atmani Anartha Kartrutvanupapattescha.
आत्मनः आत्मनि अनर्थकर्तृत्वानुपत्तेश्च
Attescha. Because this any intelligent man will not create something which is causing disturbance to him, which is causing nuisance to him, which is causing anartha, which is basically a nuisance to him. So that is what he says. You see, there is somebody who is an able assistant. When this able assistant called Pradhanam is there, so that is what he says. Sattvadiguna samye pradhane sati. So that sati you apply to everywhere. You apply everywhere. Sattvadiguna samye pradhane sati means when that pradhana, while that pradhana which is existing. And what type of pradhana is it? Sattvadiguna samye. Sattva, rajas and tamas, they are in a state of equilibrium. And then when that equilibrium is disturbed, there seems to be, what they say is, sattva, rajas, tamo gunas, these are there in it. And then that there is a shobha, there is an internal disturbance, and then that shobha results in creation. Because of this disequilibrium, because that equilibrium is shaken, because of that, all these things emerge. So something like that. So that is what they say. Sattvadiguna samya. Samya is equilibrium, in that equal position. Then when that is available, then pramanopapanne srushtikartari sati. Pramanopapannam, it is also accepted by the pramana. So for this pramanopapanne, that is accepted also by the shruti, because there is also a shruti ajam, ekam, lohita, shukla, krishnam, etc. It is in some Upanishad. That Upanishad I don't remember. Ajam, ekam, lohita, krishna, shukla, krishnam. There is one shloka, one mantra which is there. Iti pramanam tatra iti bhavaha. So, because of this Shruti also, because Shruti also is saying, there is what is called Trigunatmika Maya. Then, Srushti Kartari Sati, when that is there as Srushti Karta or Srushti Kartru, when that is there, now, or, he says, Ishvarechhanuvartishu va means, or, is giving an alternative. Ishvarechhanuvartishu Paramanushu Satsu. There are Paramanus. And these Paramanus act according to the divine will. Ishvarechhanuvarti. Paramanu is there. Paramanu is these atoms. These atoms which are there, which are functioning according to the divine will. You either say that Pradhanam is say Karta, or you say this Ishvarechhanuvarti, say what is this? Paramanu. They are the Karta. So here, not only Sankhyas are included, Tarkikas are also included. Because Sankhyas, they only talk about Pradhana. Tarkikas talk about Vaisheshika, particularly Vaisheshikas talk about this Paramanu. So that is why they are called Paramanu-vadinaha. Vaisheshika Kana book he says. Then Vaisheshikaha, they are called atomists in English. So Paramanushu Satsu means while the Paramanus are also there, so he is including both the arguments, Sankhya argument on one side and also Tarkika's argument on the other. Paramanushu Satsu, Atmanopi Ekartvena, and also for the reason that Atma is one alone. Atma is one and there is nothing, it is non-dual. Then, no, of course, they don't say non-dual, we say non-dual. Atmano pyekatvena, Atma is alone, unassisted by anything. We have to take here in that way. Kartrutve sadhana abhavat. And for the purpose of creation, there is no sadhana. Sadhana abhavat. There is no other sadhanam, there is no other, anything, any accessory for him. There is no accessory for him for creation. Because of that, Atmanaha Atmani anartha kartutva anupapattescha. So it is very, very improbable, it is very inappropriate to say, very, very inappropriate to say that Atma has created something which is a nuisance to it, nuisance to itself. Atmanaha anartha kartrutvam. Because the world is full of sukha, dukkha, cries, all these laments, cries, etc. They are all there. Killing, all these things are there. So this is something which is not for the enlightenment, not for the delight of Paramatma. So why should Paramatma do this? He will not do like that. So that is what they say. It is Prakriti which is doing it, not Purusha. Then nahi chetanavan buddhipurvakari.
Nahi chetanavan buddhipurvakari.
Chetanavan. Okay, Chetanavan also is okay. Chetanavan buddhipurvakari. Atmano anartham kuryat.
Atmano anartham kuryat.
So buddhipurvakari atmano. That is how it is. Buddhipurvakari atmano. We have to split it. Buddhipurvakari atmanaha anartham na kuryat. So anybody who is having some sense, some wit in his mind, buddhipurvakari, anybody who is acting with some amount of premeditation, buddhipurvakari means when you are doing something, you first think on it and then do. You just do some premeditation and then only act on that. That is buddhipurvakari. You are doing something, but buddhipurvakari, that is doing it after some thinking. So, nahi chetanavan, somebody who is intelligent, buddhipurvakari, atmanaha anartham na kuryat. One does not damage himself. So, that is the overall, no, one more line is there of that, Purvapashi. Tasmat, Purusharthena prayojanena, Ikshapurvakamiva, Niyatakramena pravartamane achetane pradhane, Chetanavad upacharoyam, Sa Ikshan Chakre ityadihi. So this Ikshan Chakre word has been figuratively used in the case of pradhana. He says, we will read the next line also. Yatha rajnyaha sarvarthakarini bhrutye raja iti tadvat. So you are sending your assistant and say that assistant himself, he is respected like you. Assistant himself, he is respected like you because he is doing all the acts which you are saying. So like that, pradhana is being referred to here as Sa Ikshan Chakre and not the Purusha itself. So we see, Tasmat, therefore, Purusharthena prayojanena, that is acting for the purpose of this Purusha. Prayojanam means purpose, acting for the purpose of this Purusha. Iksha purvakamiva, as though deliberating, as though premeditating, as though thinking on that. Then niyata kramena, niyata means in a fixed manner, in a very, very orderly manner. Niyati, niyati means prakriti. In prakriti or this universe creation, there is so much of order, isn't it? There is so much of order in the very fact that all the planets, etc., they are moving in their orbits, everything is looks in a particular, in a very proper order. That is so much of order in this. So niyata kramena pravartamane achetane pradhane. In this pradhana which is acting in such an orderly manner, you are having a servant who is so effective, so orderly and so efficient, so competent. So chetanavad upacharaha, so that aupacharika prayoga, a sort of figurative use saying that, oh, this is very intelligent. You have got some machine, that machine is functioning so beautifully. So you are referring to that as Ikshan Chakre. Ikshan Chakre ityadihi. Just as Rajnyaha, for a king, Rajnyaha is Shashti, for a king, Sarvarthakarini Bhrutya. So there is a Bhrutya. Bhrutya means somebody who takes Bhrutya means Bhrutya. Bhrutya means somebody is a paid servant. So Bhrutya, in that Sarvarthakari, that fellow is Sarvarthakari. Whatever you say, he will do. He will do. So that is Sarvarthakari. So Sarvarthakarini Bhrutya, that is Saptami. In that Bhrutya, this you say Raja Shabda is used. So he himself is called Raja. Oh, this fellow is a king. He is able to execute what all a king wishes. So that is the point. So the Siddhanti says, Na
न
Atmano Bhoktrutvavat Kartrutvopapatte.
आत्मनः भोक्तृत्ववत् कर्तृत्वोपपत्तेः.
So this is Sangraha Vakyam. Sangraha Vakyam is, you are saying Atma is having Bhoktrutva. When you are saying Atma is having Bhoktrutva, why can't we accept Kartrutva also? So that is it. Atmanaha Bhoktrutvavat, like you are accepting Bhoktrutva, Kartrutvatum also is proper, is appropriate. It is proper to say like that. Yatha Sankhyaśya
यथा सांख्यस्य
Shanmatrasya Aparinaminaupi
चिन्मात्रस्य अपरिणामिनोऽपि
Atmano Bhoktrutvam
आत्मनो भोक्तृत्वं
Tadvad Vedavadinam
तद्वद् वेदवादिनां
Ikshadipurvakam
ईक्षादिपूर्वकं
Jagatkartrutvam Upapannam Shruti Pramanyat.
जगत्कर्तृत्वम् उपपन्नं श्रुतिप्रामाण्यात्.
So there is a Shruti Pramanam, he says. Shruti is everywhere saying that it is Atma which is the creator, from which the whole thing is born. So Siddhanti, here the Siddhanti starts, it is not like that. It is, you cannot say that it is an Aupacharika Prayogam or a figurative use referring to Pradhanam. Atmanaha Bhoktrutvavat, like that I read this line, Yatha Sankhyaśya Chinmatrasya, for this Sankhya gentleman, Yatha Sankhyaśya means for the Sankhya gentleman, Chinmatrasya Aparinaminaha api Atmanaha Bhoktrutvam. Atmanaha Bhoktrutvam is accepted by this gentleman called Sankhya. What Chinmatra, that Atma is Chinmatram, that is pure consciousness, Chid alone. Chid eva iti Chinmatram, isn't it? Matra, what is the Matra? Chinmatram is Chit only. Chinmatram. Then Aparinami, it is something which undergoes, it doesn't undergo any change. For that, even for that, Bhoktrutvam is accepted by you. Then Tadvad Vedavadinam, like that, for us, we are Vedavadis. For us, we accept the Pramana of the Upanishads. Ikshadipurvakam Jagat Kartrutvam. This Ikshadipurvakam, just meditating on this, thinking about it. So that sort of Kartrutvam is acceptable to us. So that is what it says. Upapannam. Why Shruti Pramanya? Shruti also is saying that. So in order to explain this connection between this Prakriti and, Purusha and Prakriti only, otherwise what do you see? You see this Purusha, or you call it consciousness. If you want to use more understandable terms, Purusha and Prakriti, when you say Purusha, we may think of some human being there. Just say consciousness and then universe, which is insentient. Between these two, there is a sort of disconnect. You see, this is what is discussed in what is called ontology. Ontology, I refer to that word now and then. Ontology is what is the reality, the degree of reality of each thing. That is what is the discussion in ontology. So the degree of, and also the nature of particular thing. Consciousness is something, is of a different nature. So matter is of a different nature. So they are ontologically two different entities. Vijatiya Vastu. It is not Sajatiya Vastu. Sajatiya Vastu can undergo Parinama into and also produce some other thing. So one Vastu cannot transform itself into a Vijatiya Vastu. For example, milk can become curd. Milk suddenly cannot become honey or something else. So like that. Sajatiya Vastu only. So there is an ontological disconnect between, disconnect or discontinuity, let us say, between consciousness and the universe. So that is why we have also accepted a principle called Maya. What did we say? How do we define Maya? It is something which is anirvachaniyam. It just cannot be explained. Just hands up. You can't explain because you can't say whether it is there. You can't say whether it is not there. That is sadasadbhyam anirvachaniyam we say. Sat, you can't say sat, you can't say asat. That is what is the word? Sadasadbhyam anirvachaniyam. You can't define it as either sat or asat. Because sat chet na pratiyeta. Asat chet na pratiyeta. Sat chet na badhyeta. That is, if it were to be totally untrue, it will not appear. And if it were to be totally true, it cannot be negated. So you are able to do both. So which means you can't say either it is asat or you can't say it is sat. That is how we accept something called Maya or Prakriti. So then, tadvad veda ikshadipurvakam jagat kartrutvam upannam shruti pramanyat. Then this gentleman, Sankhya gentleman, gives another argument. He says, you see, when we say bhoktrutvam is there, that is something which is internal. Suppose you are watching a film and you are feeling happy within you. There is no change outside, there is no outward change. Whereas, parinama in the form of jagat, there is an change. Tattvantara parinama. Tattvantara means changing into a different tattva, changing into something which is of different nature. So that is what he says. Tattvantara parinamaha atmanaha
तत्वांतर परिणामः आत्मनः
अनित्यत्व अशुद्धत्व अनेकत्व निमित्तः
अनित्यत्व अशुद्धत्व अनेकत्व निमित्तः
न चिन्मात्र स्वरूप विक्रिया.
न चिन्मात्र स्वरूप विक्रिया.
We can put a full stop there. Tattvantara parinamah, that is changing into something else. Tattvantaram, tattvam is an entity. Tattvantaram is changing into a totally different nature. That is something which will bring about what? Anityatva, Ashuddhatva, Anekatva Nimittaha. That will be the cause. Nimitta is cause. That will be the cause for the Anityatvam, that is non-eternal nature. Ashuddhatva, impure nature. Anekatva, appearing as many or becoming many. So all these faults will be accrued to Atma. All these faults will be can be attributed to Atma. Atmanaha Anityatva kartrutvad anekatva nimittaha. That will be the cause for which will result in this anityatva, ashuddhatva, etc. for this Atma. But then he says, na is not Purvapaksha, na is in the same line. Na chinmatra swarupa vikriya. What we say is chinmatra swarupa vikriya. In that same chinmatra, it is chit alone, there is no change in it. Swarupa Vikriya, you are watching a film and you are feeling delighted within yourself. So that is what he says. Swarupa Vikriya, this sort of happiness is something which is internal. He is not undergoing any change. So that is what he says. And he elaborates on that. Ataha Purushasya Swatmanyeva Bhoktrutve Chinmatra Swarupa Vikriya na doshaya. Bhavatam punar vedavadinam Srushti kartrutve tattvantara parinama eva iti Atmano anityattvadi sarvadosha prasanga iti chet. Okay, up to that point is Purvapaksha. So now he says, in our case, it is just an internal, he is feeling happy watching a film. Purushasya swatmanyeva bhoktrutve. When this sort of bhoktrutvam or enjoyership is something which is swatmani, it is internal, it is something which is not inherent, which is internal in him. It is an internal affair. Then chinmatra swarupa vikriya. So this sort of swarupa vikriya is within himself that sort of change is happening. His mind is feeling happy, he is delighted to see this. So na doshaya, there is no defect in this. Then bhavatam punar vedavadinam, punaha means but, in the sense of but in your case, in you who are vedavadi, but you who are the supporters of these Vedas, srushti kartrutve tattvantara parinama eva. When you say that srushti kartrutvam is there, then there is all this whole world and all that, and this world also is real. They say the world also is real. When that is so, then it is tattvantara parinama. It is changing into something which is different in nature. Tattvantara parinama. Changing into something which is different in nature. Then that will give rise to Atmanaha Anityatva sarvadosha prasangaha. So that will give rise to Anityatva and all types of doshas in that. Iti chet na. So Siddhanti says na. Ekasyapi Atmanaha Avidya Krutanama Upadhi Anupadhikruta Visheshabhyupagamat. Read again. Vidya Vishaya Nama Rupa Upadhi. Not Vishaya Nama. Vishaya Nama Rupa Upadhi Anupadhikruta. Visheshabhyupagamat. Put a full stop there. So that is again Sangraha Vakyam. That is, in brief, the first Shankaracharya style is In brief, he says a point and then elaborates. So in brief, what he says, Ekasyapyatmanah, though Atma is one alone. For avidya kruta, your book says vidya vidyayoho. So vidya and avidya, two are accepted. That is, vidya is the state of being pure conscious, as pure consciousness. Avidya is maya vacchinnam. That is maya, when it is associated with maya. But of course here avidya is not mentioned here. Vidya is not mentioned here. Avidya kruta nama rupa upadhi anupadhi kruta. So this bheda, all this bheda or vishesha, that upadhi kruta vishesha, that word vishesha is there. Vishesha means distinction, bheda, any distinction caused by what? Caused by nama rupa, caused by names and forms, caused again by avidya, caused by ignorance. Ignorance is again this maya, avidya or maya or prakriti or pradhanam. So because of that, because of the presence of upadhi or anupadhi, when the upadhi is there, all this difference is there. When this upadhi rahita, nirupadhika brahma, there is nirupadhika brahma also. So you are talking about sopadhika and also nirupadhika. In this sopadhika style, whole universe can come. That nirupadhika, when the upadhis are totally negated, when you totally negate all the upadhis, what remains is only Brahma. So in our case, it is like that. Ekasyapyatmanah, though Atma is one alone, this avidya kruta. Maybe your text also is okay. Vidya vidyayoho. Then vidya is there. Because of that vidya, you are negating anupadhi. And then because of avidya, you are having upadhi. So both are there, it is okay. Abhyupagamat, because we accept that. Abhyupagama means because it is accepted by us in that sense. Avidya kruta namarupopadi kruto hi
अविद्या कृत नाम रूपोपाधि कृतो हि
विशेषो अभ्युपगम्यते आत्मनः
विशेषो अभ्युपगम्यते आत्मनः
बंध मोक्षादि शास्त्र कृत संव्यवहाराय
बंध मोक्षादि शास्त्र कृत संव्यवहाराय.
So the Shastra is talking about bandha and moksha. Bandha is bondage, moksha is liberation. Shastra, all the Shastras, Upanishads and all these Shastras, they talk about bondage, how a man is bound by so many chains and then how he has to be liberated, and this liberation is only possible by realizing his real self. All these things the Upanishads are saying. So because all this vyavahara, all this talk, all this parlance, all this vyavahara is talking about it or parlance, all this parlance is possible because of this avidya krita nama rupa upadhi krita. This upadhi krita vishesha means distinction. All these distinctions are accepted by us as something done by the avidya, something which are the result of avidya. Avidya krita nama rupa upadhi. All these upadhis, all these delimiting adjuncts called name and form. Because of that, this thing is attributed, that upadhi krita bheda is accepted by us. So, and that is accepted by us. Why? This is otherwise, this bandha moksha, all this Shastra cannot be explained. Shastra is talking about bondage, Shastra is talking about liberation. So when all these avidya krita upadhis are there, there is bondage. When the avidya krita upadhis are negated, that is what is liberation. So for that reason we are accepting it. Then paramarthataha anupadhikrutancha tattvam
अनुपाधिकृतं च तत्त्वम्
एकमेव अद्वितीयम् उपादेयम् सर्वतार्किकबुद्ध्यनवगाह्यम् अभयम् शिवम् इष्यते
सर्वतार्किकबुद्ध्यनवगम्यं ह्यजमभयं शिवम् इष्यते.
Okay, अनवगम्यम् अनवगाह्यम्, one and the same. अनवगाह्यम् अभयम् शिवम् इष्यते. न तत्र कर्तृत्वं भोक्तृत्वं वा
न तत्र कर्तृत्वं भोक्तृत्वं वा
क्रियाकारकफलञ्च स्यात्
क्रियाकारकफलञ्च स्यात्
अद्वैतत्वात् सर्वभावानाम्.
अद्वैतत्वात् सर्वभावानाम्.
So he says, Paramarthatah, in reality, in real terms or in absolute terms. Paramartha is in real terms or in absolute terms. Anupadhikrutam cha tattvam. This tattvam or entity is anupadhikrutam. This tattva, this what is called Purusha, is something which is devoid of any type of limiting adjuncts. Anupadhikrutam tattvam ekameva advitiyam. That is one alone, non-dual. That alone is upadeyam. Upadeyam means it is accepted. Upadeyam, that only has to be accepted. Sarva Tarkika Buddhi Anavagahyam. And what is that thing? That is something which is beyond the comprehension of all these logicians. So logicians he dismisses because you can't understand it. So he is saying Sarva Tarkika Buddhi Anavagahyam. It is beyond the comprehension. Buddhi Anavagahyam, Anavagamyam, that text says. So it is something which is beyond the understanding or beyond the comprehension of you Tarkikas. And then what we want is that Abhayam Shivam Ishyate. Abhayam. We have come across this word Abhayam. Abhayam is Dvitiya Dvai Bhayam. When there is only a perception of duality, there is Bhayam. When there is no duality, there is no Bhayam. It is totally a fearless thing. Then Shivam. Shiva is something which is auspicious. Ishyate. Ishyate means it is desired by us, it is accepted by us. Isha, Ishadhatu. It is wished. Wish and wish are one and the same. Then Natatra Kartrutvam Bhoktrutvam. There is no Kartrutvam, there is no Bhoktrutvam there. Or Kriya Karaka Phalamcha Nasyat. There is no Kriya, Karakam, there is no Phalam. All these things are totally vanished. They have totally vanished in that Nirupadhi Brahma. Susyad, Advaitatva Sarvabhavanam. All these things, they fall under that Advaita. They are totally rendered. Say what Sadasadbhyam Anirvachaniyam category. They are neither real nor unreal. So when we say that the whole world is Maya, Shankaracharya is not saying that it is somewhat like a mirage. He is not saying that it is totally wrong, something like the horn of a hare. He is not saying Shashavishanam we say. Shashavishana is something which is totally non-existent except in word, except as an expression. So the world is not like that. World is very much there. We are seeing, we are transacting. So this transactional reality is accepted by us. So we should never be under the impression that Shankaracharya or Advaita Vedanta says about total falsity of the world. It is there. It is tentatively there. But when you realize it, when you look at it as Brahman, it doesn't look like a world. It will look as Brahman. So that is a rather difficult thing even for us to 100% implement it. Anyway, Sankhyaastu avidyadhyaropitameva purushe kartrutvam kriya karakam phalam cha iti kalpayitva agama bahyatvat punaha tatah trasyantah Paramarthata eva bhoktrutvam purushasya icchanti Tattvantarancha pradhanam purushat Paramartha vastubhutameva kalpayantaha Anya tarkika kruta buddhi vishayas santaha Vihanyante. Okay, he says all these Sankhyas, he is now saying Sankhyas are getting criticized, they are getting attacked, targeted and destroyed by Tarkikas. And then Sankhyas are getting targeted and destroyed by Tarkikas. And Tarkikas are also getting destroyed by Sankhyas. There are two groups, warring groups, each is destroying each other's argument. So that is what he says. So Sankhyas too, on the other hand, what do Sankhyas say? Avidyadhyaropitameva purushe kartrutvam. So they say up to that one point, they say avidya purushe, in this purusha, there is what is called avidyadhyaropitam kartrutvam. They want to say that. That is what he says. They want to say that purushe kartrutvam and then kriya karaka phalancha iti kalpayitva. All this is avidya krutam. Whether there is that action in that purusha, kriya karakam phalam etc. is kalpayitva. And then because it is agama bhakyam, in purusha all this kartrutvam is agama bhakyam. They say that if directly if you attribute kartrutva to purusha, it is not accepted, isn't it? Agama bhakyatvam bhavati. So because of that, punaha tataha trasyantaha, and scared of that, and scared trasati trasyantaha, they are scared of that position. Then they say paramarthatah eva bhoktrutvam purushasya icchanti. Purushasya paramarthatah bhoktrutvam icchanti. That is, for that purusha they don't accept kartrutvam, but they accept bhoktrutvam. And how? Paramarthatah, in real terms. They say that there is Prakriti which is also there, and this Prakriti is like a dancer presenting all its beauty and all that. Purusha is there. He is paramarthatah, there is bhoktrutvam. In real terms, there is bhoktrutvam. In real terms, he is very happily enjoying and all that. He is like a husband and this Prakriti is like a wife. So this is the equation they established. So bhoktrutvam purusham icchanti. Then tatvantarancha pradhanam purushat. Purushat anyat. Purushat tatvantaram. So this purushat has to be connected to tatvantaram. Purushat tatvantaram. Apart from Purusha, they visualize one tatvantaram. Apart from Purusha, they visualize another tattvam called pradhanam. That meaning is it clear?
Yeah.
Purushat tatvantaram cha pradhanam. That is pradhanam, which is something which is a different entity from Purusha. So that sort of thing they take it as what paramartha vastu bhutameva kalpayantah. And they give absolute reality to that paramartha tattvam. Even this pradhanam is paramartha tattvam. It is absolutely there for them. So as reality, which is as some entity which is having a real existence. So paramartha vastu bhutameva kalpayantah, visualizing like that. And then they are getting beaten by tarkikas. Anya tarkika kruta buddhi vishayas santah. They are getting targeted by kruta buddhi, tarkika kruta buddhi. So tarkika kruta, Anandagiri explains this word kruta because some peculiar words are there. Kruta is a very simple word. But in this context, what does it mean? He says, Anandagiri writes, krutayaha shikshitayaha buddhehi vishayaha adhinaha shikshita buddhayaha. That is well-trained minds. Kruta buddhi is something. Kruta buddhi, akruta buddhitvat. We have come across this word also somewhere in some Upanishad. Akruta buddhitvat. Akruta buddhi means something which is not well-trained. Kruta buddhi is well-trained. So that is their Tarkikas, they have got their well-trained arguments. So these people, these Sankhyas, Tarkika kruta buddhi vishayas santah. They are getting targeted by the well-trained arguments of these logicians, Tarkikas, and then vihanyante, they are getting destroyed. So Sankhyas are being targeted by the well-trained minds of the Tarkikas and getting destroyed. And likewise, it is happening to Tarkikas also, he says, next sentence. Tatha itare Tarkikaha Sankhyehi.
Tatha itare tarkikaah sankhyehi.
That means, itare tarkikaha sankhyehi vihanyante. Sankhyehi kshatas santah. Sankhyehi kshatas santah vihanyante. That is, these people are getting bit by Sankhyas. So they are fighting each other and destroying each other. Then ityevam paraspara viruddhartha kalpanatah.
Paraspara viruddhartha
Kalpanat. Okay, Kalpanat is okay. Kalpanatah, both are Panchami. You can say Kalpanat is also Panchami. Kalpanatah also is, my book says Kalpanata. There is no Takara. Then Amisharthinaha iva praninaha.
Amisharthinaha iva praninaha.
Anyonyam viruddhamanartha darshitvat.
Anyonyam viruddhyamanartha darshitvat.
Paramartha tatvat durameva apakrusyante.
Paramartha tatvat durameva apakrusyante.
You can put a stop there. So ityevam, in this manner, paraspara viruddhartha kalpanat. So they are visualizing mutually contradicting say postulations. They are visualizing mutually contradicting theories, let us say. Paraspara viruddhartha kalpanat. Kalpanatah. Okay, kalpanat ramaya. Okay. Kalpanatah is better. Kalpanatah. Amisharthina iva praninaha. So they are postulating mutually opposing arguments. And then Amisharthina iva praninaha. Praninaha means animals. We are now referring to animals in this context. Amisharthina. Amisham means meat. Amisham madhupanancha yahkaroti ravirdine. Somebody says there is one sloka. If you eat mutton and then drink wine on Sunday, you will go to hell. So that is what people do every day. Amisham madhupanancha. So here, Amisharthina iva praninaha. These beings which are fighting for meat, like animals which are fighting for meat, or rather carnivores fighting for meat, anyonyam viruddhamanartha darshitvat. And then this man's argument is destroyed by this man, and then this chap's argument is destroyed by this fellow. Viruddhamanartha darshitvat, they are seeing only duality. And then paramartha tatvat durameva apakrusyante. They are actually drifting away from reality. Durameva Apakrishyante, apakarshanam means pulling away, isn't it? Krishna. Apakarshante, they are being apakrishyante, they are being driven away, they are being dragged away or drifted away they are drifted away from reality. Paramartha Tattvat apakrishyante. So we'll stop here. We'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.